Hey everybody, Engine Doc back with you again. Got another engine to look at. Got a little Stover, 1.5 horse K. And picked this up a few years ago. It needs a little help. It's pretty, but don't know what's hiding under the paint. I had to take a few parts off of it, and it needs an igniter and the proper igniter linkage. I've got some of that stuff here in the bag. I don't know if you can see it, but get that out of the bag here. Oh, this is the part of the trip that goes on the igniter. This was kind of a parts engine. It's got some issues, so I took some parts off of it for another engine. There's the valves for it. The head is it's all there. It's not cracked or anything. It's got a braze here on the rocker. It's got a good tag. It's in the registry, the Stover registry, so that's good. And but it's got some issues. I don't know what's hiding under this pretty red paint. I do see some brass sticking through or showing through the paint right there, so I believe that's a repair on that cap. Rod cap's been repaired. The paint's just been slathered on it. The paint's gonna all come off. I'm gonna take it all apart. And as you can see, the churn pulley isn't moving because its gear is broken. Let me get a better light down in there. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but that gear is broken off. So the pulley turns on the shaft. The shaft don't turn. The shaft goes clear through. And it's got some other dental issues. It's got missing teeth right here. Let me get you. Sorry for the handheld there. But there's some missing teeth. And we're just gonna take it apart, strip it down, get this paint off of it, see what hides underneath, see what all they're hiding with the paint job here. So it's not a good paint job, so it's gonna come off. So we'll get started on this one soon and get it apart, get the paint stripped. And over here, I've got a donor block. This one's got good gears. There's what the churn gear should look like. It's got a pulley, but the pulley has been broken. A lot of them have pieces out of them like this. I'm going to repair that. And I'm either going to attempt to get this shaft out of here and these gears out, or we're going to check these bearings and how the caps fit. We may use this block and not attempt to take the gears out because they are peened in. And I would have to grind off this this end of the shaft and make a new shaft to remove that shaft. And also, let me get another light. Here we go. The shaft for the, as I turn this, you'll see this shaft is moving too. It rotates. Oil hole. There's an oil hole there. Looks like possibly an oiler. So I doubt if this engine over here, I see what's left of the oil hole there, but this one over here is covered up with, guess what? Paint. So that's probably why it failed. That shaft probably locked up. So this got good gears. Everything's good, no missing teeth. So we're good there. So we'll start getting everything apart. But I wanted to give you an overview of what I'm starting with. Just because they look pretty sometimes doesn't mean there isn't some issues hiding underneath all that paint. So we're going to find out. Stay tuned. Okay, so while you weren't looking, I took this thing apart and came apart fairly easy. And again, here's a problem. I got a missing tooth there. I got a chipped tooth right here, and then of course you saw the bottom gear is gone, and this shaft is locked up in the block. Turn it around here so you can see the oil hole is filled with paint, and there's paint all around the end of the shaft. It's stuck with paint, so that's all going to have to be taken off. I did check to see if I could use these caps on the other block, and these are poured bearings, and there was a very slim chance that they would be, you know, aligned the same way, and they're not. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to get the gears out of here. I'm going to go ahead and strip the paint. I want to see what I've got first before I start taking gears out. I want to make sure there's nothing cracked on this thing. This little oil hole here, I ended up running a drill down through it. Let me show you what's underneath there on its front there. And right in here is a tube that goes from the outside out here in and lubes this cast iron bearing. This thing runs very slow, so these bearings are just cast iron. So I'm sure it was lack of lube has caused that to lock up and break. So I want to look this thing over real well, take the paint off of it, and make sure there's no cracks, and make sure everything's good on it. And another reason to get all the paint off of it is this gib key is totally sealed in with paint. There's a big thick amount of paint in the keyway. There's lots of paint on the shaft. The wheels, you know, from 10 feet away they look pretty good. You get up close to them like this, they're pretty rough as far as the paint job goes. I want to get these weights off, get all the paint off of them because they're sticky from all the paint in the joints, and it's just a mess with paint. And then I just switched it around on you here. This has an Allen key, or not an Allen key, an Allen head set screw in here. And I've had some pretty good tooling on it trying to break it loose. It is totally stuck. So I'm going to have to take a torch and heat this up so I can get this set screw out, get this pulley off. Of course, I want to strip the pulley, make sure it's not cracked or broken somewhere, and make sure the flywheels are not cracked or dangerous. So, you know, paint's going to have to come off of that. And here's a look at the cylinder. You probably can't see it in there, but it's got an excellent cylinder. The rings are in good shape. Nothing wrong with the cylinder. When I first got the engine, it had a head on it, and it had great compression. So I'm not worried about the cylinder or the piston at this point. So I'll get this stripped off too and cleaned up and inspected. And upon initial inspection, I don't see anything under here that's been welded, but I can't tell yet. The plug hole looks good. Can't tell yet until I get the paint off and make sure that's not been repaired in any way, and I believe that'll be good. So the next step is to get prepared to start stripping this paint, and we'll see what hides underneath. Now, one thing I do want to do is get this tag off. I also may find some original paint under there. Sometimes when you strip this, the stripper takes the original paint too. I've stripped them before and the original paint was left, so don't know what we'll get. We'll find out. But I do want to get this off, so I'm going to drill these rivets out and try to dot them here so I can get a drill started on them in the center. I'll probably get in your way, but I'm going to start with a 1/8 inch drill bit. pretty much in the center. Like if we just pop that head off. Just about like that. Let me drill this one. One. This one's already pretty much gone here. There it is. And we'll try to lift up underneath that a little bit, maybe with a small screwdriver. Here it comes. This side's sticking on. Pretty nasty looking under there. Kind of glad I took that off so I can clean that up. All right. Got it all soaked down here. Not all of it, but the block, or the cylinder, governor weights, the main block, the latch out mechanism, main caps, pulley, and this part of the crankshaft so I can get this flywheel pulled off. I'll strip the flywheels after I get them pulled off. So, I haven't done the rod yet. So, yeah, we'll come back in the morning and see what it looks like. Come back in the morning and see how our stripper did. Well, let's see how it did. Oh my. It's really bubbled up. Let me show you. Yeah, she's wrinkled. Ruined that paint job. Here's the small parts. Little pulley. There's the governor weights. Let's see what this does. Oh my. I wonder what these light spots are. Maybe grease under there. I'll tell you, it's coming off. Alright. This is going to be satisfying. I'll get this scraped off. Bring you back. That's looking good. I didn't know if this was paint down here or not. Apparently not. Then over here on this, oh yeah, there's a shaft under there. Look at that. Alright, I got my work cut out for me. Bring you back. Yeah, paint mostly came off. Still got a little bit of scraping to do to get all the rest of it off, but that's no big deal. That's actually kind of satisfying. But it cleaned up good. No cracks, no breaks. It's never been frozen, busted. So it is actually excellent. And working our way on over. Here is the brass I saw showing through the paint. That's been brazed. But that, I'm not a bit afraid of that. That is absolutely okay. I'll probably even grind that down a little more and clean it all up nice. And it's okay to have things repaired. You know, we all get broken bones every once in a while. This thing's over 100 years old, so that's not an issue. This main cap is good, real good. The weights came out okay. Still got a lot of paint in there. They'll be coming apart to make sure they're not worn too bad, but I want to make sure they fit good. So both of those. And this is one of the latch out arms. Still got a little bit of red paint on it, but it's all got to come apart. This screw is not correct, so I'll have to replace that, figure out exactly what goes there. The cam follower, the roller's good, so we're good there. The latch out, the latch block is nice and sharp still, so that's good. Ended up with a nice pulley, so that's good. Got a cylinder head, I think is okay. I haven't sandblasted it yet. I'm going to sandblast it and see what kind of shape the seats are in, but I can grind the seats. Then we come around here to the piston and the rod. And I noticed this when I took it apart, but I didn't really think anything of it. Man, that rod bearing looks weird. I got scraping on it with my knife. Well, I'll scrape into the, find some bright Babbitt there. No, that's kind of soft. So, come to find out, somebody has put a piece of rubber in here, or, I don't know, leather. They used to do leather back in the old Model Ts. That might be a piece of leather. I don't know. But anyway, it's not right. So that just kind of matches the rest of this engine. It's here. It would work, but it's not right. So to make this engine right, while I'm pouring the main bearings, I just well pour a rod bearing too. So that's where we're at, and probably going to cut off this part and start working on little bits and pieces of this thing a little bit at a time. I'll probably start with removing the gears. So the fate of this engine is still up in the air. There's a good strong possibility that this won't come apart as easy as I hope. And if that's the case, so be it. It's not worth a darn the way it is. It's not worth the effort to rebuild it and have a decent engine. So That's what I'm talking about. I can make a new shaft. Awesome. Okay, so after getting the cams out, this part was actually pretty easy. This is a tapered pin, and it holds in the gears. So all I had to do is find the smallest side and drive it out. And I've got this one ready to come out. Here's the gear, the precious gear. So we'll get it cleaned up. And the shaft looks pretty decent, so I will be able to use it. I'll put it in this unit. This one over here is a little tougher to get apart. This broken off gear here was really stuck on there. You can see how bad that shaft is. And let me finish getting it out of there. There it comes. I actually had to take and split this. It was really stuck on that old rusted shaft, so that's good. This shaft come out of there. It's pretty sad shape. It's quite a bit smaller here where the rust was, so it'll get replaced. So there you go. That's the teardown of the Stover 1.5 horse K. Kind of glad it came apart this easy, and I'll continue to get things cleaned up, and as we reassemble, I'll bring you back if there's anything I think might be of interest to you, and we'll take a look. But sure appreciate you following along, and like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and look for me in the next video. We'll end this part 1 of this Stover project, and I've got a lot of cleaning to do now, so at least I've got a purpose. And by the way, this one I'm going to be able to use the bearings out of this one that was red, so I won't have to pour the mains, just have to pour the rod. So stay tuned, watch for me on the next one. Catch you later.